here at Intoco, our sponsor, but also a amazing supplier of special steels and alloys. And we're back here again. We did a documentary not that long ago.
Yeah, we did.
But we want to talk more about materials. And the main question that you get asked, how does it machine? And the material I want to talk about today is your high nickel alloy 718.
That's it.
So Les, over to you really. You know, this is a material that is not easy to machine.
No, and it's one of the questions that our sales team absolutely, they just lock up to is, how does this material machine? It's such a difficult question to answer. It's a high nickel alloy, 60% nickel. Because of the nature of the composition of this material, each facet of machining, whether it be turning, milling, threading, boring, every one is slightly different to, say, conventional stainless steel or mild steels. So answering the question to a layman, somebody that's not actually machined it before, is quite difficult and quite complex. So they can go out to their carbide suppliers and ask them. Sometimes they know and sometimes they don't. So what we wanted to try and do was to dispel the negativity around machining this. It is a complex and difficult to machine product, but there are ways around it, and that's what we want to try and show. Tell
me about the makeup of the material then.
Okay, so the composition is about 60% nickel. It's got additions of molybdenum and iron and other elements. And the amalgamation of these elements make it a very, very difficult, complex structure. And that makes it difficult to machine. So each facet of machining, such as your drilling, your boring, your turning, and so on and so forth, each facet is different in the way you approach it, in terms of feeds and speeds, in terms of the carbide you use, in terms of the work holding, that you hold it for rigidity, and so on and so forth. So it's what we're trying to do is dispel the scariness of moving into this machining. We deal with a lot of new companies on a daily and weekly basis, and the first question they ask is how easy is this to machine? It's not easy, but it is definitely possible.
Yeah, because you're getting around it, and you know you're proving it to us today here at MTD. So, what industries are requiring a material like this, and why?
In terms of the industries that we knowingly sell to, it's aerospace and oil and gas. Those are the two principles that we do it to. Slightly different versions of the alloy 718, but ostensibly the same thing when you're coming to machine.
So what are the qualities that these industries are after?
There are several, depending on which industry, but predominantly it's high strength, low temperatures, for instance. It's corrosion resistance, to name a few. But there are many tests done to prove these at manufacture stage, and that's what they're looking for.